gave me this thing. I've never tried it. It's a All right, welcome back for part 2, second stream today. Hope everybody grabs some lunch, grab a snack, whatever it may be. Watch Lee Marie 3D stream. We are going to continue on this, but first I have to finish fixing the blob of doom I had earlier on this Micron. So I got to looking at it, and it had material all the way up the hot end, inside the sock, freaking everywhere. So that was fun, but we've got that cleaned up now. Had to torch the crap out of this nozzle, but we're good now. I need to figure out a spool holder for this thing. Oh, where'd I put the bag? Where's the bag? There's the bag. There's that. Now I need to find... There you are. Some planetary blue. Print the other parts for this panel lamp. All right. Load filament. There's that. Let's turn the other heater off. It's getting awfully toasty in here. 78 degrees is plenty warm enough. All right. Let's delete that. Delete that. And clone that. Slice. Print. Upload. All right. I know I am alone in here talking to myself, but alas, somebody might watch this back. And if so, it'd be a little weird me just standing here doing things, not talking, not saying anything. So let's go ahead and get that printing. There. Hello, Raj. How are you today? I see my tracking has decided that it doesn't want to work anymore. Let's turn that back on. I don't know why it keeps doing that. My phone keeps, well, it keeps connecting to the camera thing on the Mac. I don't want it to do that. It gets hot and it drains the battery. You're from the UK? Well, welcome to the stream from the UK. This camera. What are you tracking the ceiling for? Hello, right here. Hi, tracking me. You got me? How's the weather over in the UK? You guys getting spring-like weather yet? It's starting to warm up here finally a little bit. Today's not a great example of that, but it was warming up all last week. My least favorite part of this, flipping this thing upside down. This just started to warm up. Nice. Spring is my second favorite time of the year, with summer being my first, my primary favorite time of the year. Raj, I don't think I've seen you here before. So, how'd you find me? Search, or did you find me from Discord? First time. Awesome. I'm glad you found me. Glad you're here. Other folks should be chiming in here shortly. I probably should post up the link on Discord. So clearly you didn't find me that way, because I didn't do that. Let me grab the link and post this. Bear with me. Dun, 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 dun. Go down the list of all the places. There we go. All right, all printed. So Raj, what kind of 3D printing do you do? Do you have a 3D printer? Sorry, I just assumed you did, but I probably shouldn't assume that. Do you have a 3D printer? Two bamboos. Ordered Core 1 kit. Oh, that'd be a fun build. First time building printer. Purse is a good one to start with. Their documentation's fantastic, as I understand it. I've seen it while some other streamers were building some of their printers, the Mark IV and such. I have no reason to believe that the Core 1's documentation would not be as good. So, two bamboos, you're gonna get that new one that's gonna get released. We were talking about that on stream earlier. Oh crap. I VHB'd the whatchamacallit to this. So that's gonna make this real fun like. Let's start here with the thing that I don't know if it's going to work or not. So we can find out. I don't know if the screen's going to fit in the mount that I have. I'm hoping it will. But we're going to find out. So we're going to start there. You got the A1 and the X1C. not looking at the new one as I'm getting the preset. Understandable, understandable. The new one looks like it's aimed at a different clientele than their current lineup, though. All right. There's the display off. Raid, welcome everyone. Pop away. Jared, welcome. Kenneth, welcome. Yeah. Started back up at 3. Currently wondering why my camera refuses to follow me. Currently trying to find out if this screen is going to fit in this new screen mount. A little frustrated because I forgot that I VHB'd all the wire channels to the bottom panel, so I can't just pull the bottom panel off and do this easy like. So that's going to be real fun. Yeah, my camera doesn't like me still. Lee Marie 3D, welcome. Thank you for the raid. All right. Is this going to fit in here? It's looking like we might be clearancing some parts here, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Think we're going to be clearancing parts. I don't know how they would expect to the HDMI one to fit in here. So that's not really fitting very well. Yes. Oh, stop it. No, I didn't kick you off. One of those YouTube unsubscribing people thing that you hear so much about. Thank you for the sub, Kenneth and Lee Marie 3D. All right. So at some point, I've got to take a Dremel and make this screen fit in here, but that's a problem for later. Let's see if we can make any other progress with this. And my camera again. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just take this and we're going to turn this over here. And it's just going to stay just like that. Shrimp Father, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Oh. Let me give this a turn so y'all can see what we're working with here. So we're working on trying to put these stealth skirts on. The screen doesn't fit. Right about G-code buttons. This is going to be a pain in the butt. This is going to be an absolute pain in the butt. Miss Lee Marie 3D, welcome. So I have inverted electronics in this printer, which means that the channel raceways are actually VHB to the bottom panel. It's going to make this extremely difficult. But hopefully we can make it work. We're going to find out together. Trying to get enough of this off here so that I can find out how big of a task this is going to be. So extremely excited that we managed to get the door put on this morning. Even more excited that I didn't completely destroy the thing in the process of modifying it to fit this printer. All right. There's that. Oh, wow. We got 33 people here. Welcome to all y'all that are hanging out. Glad to have you. That looks pretty good, right? The grills on these are different than like your normal hexagons. They are, oh, there we go. They are circles with all sorts of crazy geometry in there. Drop a dab of super glue in there to hold that in place. Find the right corner piece. That's the right one. This is the other one. Ah, yes. That's not going to fit either. Yay. So we're going to need to do some custom working for tabs. Good to know. All right. Let's start somewhere, I guess. This is going to be a monumental task, y'all. Somewhere around here is the accent piece for this. There we go. Here, let me grab this camera and show you what we're doing over here. And boom. All right, there we go. So we need to get this off here. Get it onto the new part. There's our foot. So, let me ask you guys a question. I asked my daughter this, and the old lady, yesterday. And I think it's an interesting exercise. Or it's entertaining anyway. If you wrote an autobiography about yourself and then had to cast a fictional character to play you, what fictional character would you cast to play you? So, for example, I said Jim from The Office. His personality is a lot like mine. Not worried about whether or not they look like you. Just personality-wise, characteristics, stuff like that. Can be a cartoon, can be movie character, TV character. My daughter said Wednesday Addams. Nobody has a fictional character to play them. You guys are no fun. All right, so there's one foot attached. Get this other one on here. It's not even the right Allen wrench. Gabriel Iglesias played me. Supposed to be a fictional character. All right. They're always fun and exciting, removing things that are VHB'd. And then removing the VHB because it always sticks to the part that you need. So what fictional character would you cast to play yourself in an autobiography movie about yourself? So if you wrote an autobiography and it was getting turned into a movie, what fictional character would you cast to play you? Oh, some more glue. And then I'll give you guys a look-see at how this is going to end up looking. Let that dry for a minute. Oh, this is going to be such a pain in the butt. I don't know what I was thinking. So what projects y'all got going on? Anybody got anything fun? Sorry about the music this week, guys. For some reason, every one of my streams keeps getting hit with multiple copyright claims for the music that I have to fight. Every single one. They get dismissed, but there's like 5, 6 of them on a video, and that takes a lot of time. Finish the Reaper, the Rancher. Is that the that's the off-road one. I was using Stream Beats. Just using it off of Apple Music, but Jeep based. Oh, nice. That'd be fun. You found yourself a new addiction, I see. I went to try to print the suspension for the Torque this morning out of carbon fiber nylon. Decided to print the entire plate. My first time printing carbon fiber nylon, and it didn't go so well. Beginning of the stream, I was finishing cleaning up and putting back together after cleaning up a giant blob of doom on the Micron. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why it happens. So I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna bother this week because that was a pain in the butt. I spent hours arguing those, disputing each one. The Reaper's an easier build than the Rancher. All right, let's see if we can line these up. What the heck? Piece of filament or something. Yeah, I got some polycarbonate to do the diff. I want to be able to actually use the thing. So I know all the RC car stuff. When I used to do RC cars, the suspension was nylon. So I was like, let me try to print these out of nylon. So this morning we put this clicky clacky door on, and I cannot abide the overhang of the door. So we've got these. Let me grab. I need to turn my so this is skirts. So they come out flush with your door. That's why we're going through all the trouble of doing this. Let me get my Stream Deck pulled up here. There we go. Don't knock it, you're building a torque. Yeah, that's what I got the files for. I haven't started printing anything other than me trying to print the plate of front suspension stuff. I can't decide what color I want to print it. I kind of want to get a roll of that banana rama or banana rama, whatever it is, to try. The multicolor panels took forever. I'm probably going to try to print them on the box turtle. Once I get it going anyway. Are these exactly the same? I can't tell. I don't know which one's which now. All right, it's the thinner one. It went black with red interior. Oh, that'll be sweet. That'll be sweet. I haven't even given any thought to what color to do the interior. I guess probably depend on what color I do the exterior. Maybe white or something. So let me ask you guys a question. Any of you guys pick up these from West 3D or Provoke 3D, the lights, the RGBW sticks? If any of you have, can you point me in the direction of a mount for 1515 extrusions? Because every one I've tried, it's not going to work with. Trying to get this clasp off the bottom. Oh, this stuff is a pain. Nothing's ever easy, is it? I suppose I do pick the hardest things to do. Oh, I forgot to put a heat set in the bottom of that. That was smart. All right, man, take it easy. Get some Mexican food. That sounds fantastic. Grab some tacos al pastor for me. Maybe a margarita. Lord knows I could use a drink. All right, take these fans off. Actually, it's less of taking the fans off and more of trying to take the grill off around the fans. Oh, this would be so easy if I could just, you know, access this from the other side. All right. Another skirt off. All right. We're gonna need some more glue. And we're gonna need heat set. I think I will have a drink. All right. One heat set. And let's see if this will stay hot enough, long enough to put this one in the one that we forgot. Or that I forgot. Perfect. Now for a bit of super glue. There is that skirt. for the fans. It looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and get the other one glued up while we're at it. Drop that in there. I could have just acetone welded these in, I guess. But I think that would have been a bigger mess in the end. Keep on working our way around, I suppose. There's the second screw I've lost today. Oh, found one. Found two. That never happens. So I asked everybody that was on the stream this morning what they thought about the new Bamboo Lab printer. What do you guys think? A lot more of you guys here now than there was this morning. Seems interesting with the attempt to seemingly do everything. Laser engraver. Well, two lasers. And a regular engraver. A single head doesn't make sense. What do you mean? I think if it could be pulled off right, I think it makes more sense than multiple tool heads. I mean, you've got more weight, but there's ways to make that so both hot ends run off of a single extruder. I mean, I'm not. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not buying it regardless, but just playing devil's advocate on it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, for the money, I'd go with an XL, unless, of course, you were wanting something that had laser engravers and everything else with it. There was another company that tried to do the same thing. 3D printer that switched to a laser engraver and and like a little CNC thing. Yeah, it does seem gimmicky. I'm not sure what I expected Bamboo to put out, but this wasn't it. I'm not sure who is the target audience for it, especially at the price that they would probably charge for it, given what they charge for an X1. All right. Let me see if I can reach in here and unhook the keystone jack for the Ethernet. Awesome. Got that unhooked so I can get this skirt off. I think if I can get the feet on this thing, I'll be able to flip it over and kind of do some work from the other side too, is what I'm hoping. So if I can just get the feet on it, I think we'll be all right. My DaVinci Pro can use a laser was $100 back in 2015, but their software sucked. Raj, unless you're looking to drop 2 to 3 times as much on a printer, I don't think I would have very much buyer's remorse. Because I really foresee that if you're getting everything with that, now they might sell it piecemeal, kind of choose your own adventure with what bits and bobs you want on it, but I'm sure that's going to be north of $3,000. One, there's 2. Now, DaVinci printers were the ones that kind of everything was locked down, though, wasn't it? You had to use their filament and all that stuff, right? Oh, this is going to be real fun. All right. I'm so glad. I just noticed that the G-code buttons I have on the front of this do have JST connectors. So at least there's that. So I'll be able to get that skirt off and then be able to unhook everything from the inside later. Yeah, they were, but with Clipper, They don't have that issue. Oh, you're able to put clipper on that? So, for me, a couple years ago, my work had the Dremel 3D printers, and then they went to the Raise 3D IDEX ones, and they were talking about maybe letting me have one of the Dremel ones. So I was talking to my son about it because years ago he had a knockoff Monoprice Mini. And hello, Ruben. Welcome. How are things over on your side of the pond, sir? Anyway, so the Dremel ended up not happening, but my son talked me into getting one of those Ender 3s from Micro Center for $100. And then 3 weeks later, I built my first Voron, so didn't look back from there. All right, now we get to try to get this M5 in from the other side. Because we hate ourselves. Old drivers. Hey man, well if they work, they work. Yeah, there's a lot. So I'm building 3 currently. So box turtle, well, it's over here. A night owl, and second enraged rabbit carrot feeder. I got one right there. There's definitely no shortage of options for multi-material now, which is good. Because just like a year ago, you had your options were buy a bamboo, buy a Prusa and use their MMU, use the enraged rabbit carrot feeder, or use the trad rack. The trad rack, the enraged rabbit carrot feeder, and the Prusa MMU all kind of being very much the same thing, really. So it's nice that there's a lot more options. trying to talk plant manager at work into buying a one of those Form Lab printers that use the powder and the laser. They've got 3 Bamboo Lab X1 carbons at work now. But honestly, the kind of stuff that we need printed, they're not the best machine for the job. They can do some of the stuff, but being able to do sintered nylon would be nice. I think that looks fantastic. I really like that. It's nice having one side all together. Gives me motivation to deal with all the rest of the crap to get this done. I wish there was like a keystone or something for a USB port, because it'd be nice to be able to access a USB port without having to take the deck panel off of this thing. Steve made one. All right, we're about to go on a side quest. It'll fit inside of one of these keystone jacks. I've got a couple USB extenders. This is a question of whether or not they'll work for whatever he made. Let's see if we can open up Steve's GitHub page. Go over here to YouTube, grab one of Steve's videos and grab his GitHub. Waiting for Bluetooth keyboards to wake up is the worst. Printables profile, GitHub. Printer stuff. Custom box turtle skirts. USB insert. This goes inside of one of the hexes, though. I wonder if there's something on printables. Yeah, so I found him on his GitHub. The issue is that it's an insert made to go into the hexes on the skirts, and these hexes are different and obviously already have stuff in them. So let me see, USB keystone. All right, I found something. Let's see if the cables I have. This is like a. What's that? So I think I would need to cut this part to make that fit. I think that's doable though. Will make things like flashing the box turtle a whole lot easier. Actually, wait. I can't do that. Because I need to run the cable for the box turtle out that hole anyway. Well, there goes that idea. Anyway, let's put our heat set in here. Put our attacher. I'll have to put that in afterwards, our Ethernet keystone jack. What's the consensus? Did most of you guys run your printers off of Ethernet or off of Wi-Fi? I'm just curious. Wi-Fi? So I've got an access point right up there above the TV on this wall. But I still have a network switch over there, and I just hardwire everything. I try to hardwire everything in the house if I absolutely possibly can. Well, here's a new problem. I've got a filtered inlet, and this is for a non-filtered inlet. Does this have a filtered inlet version? Probably not. Oh, God. Let's see. Gonna try to find this skirt real quick. Here it is. Is there a filtered inlet version? All right, it was pulled from this. Display mounts. Let's see. Um, okay. No, no. Nope. Not there. Oh, here we are. So I'll have to reprint that. There's no different mount for the screen though. But at least there's the right version of this. Let's see. All right, so let me see if I can get this to where it's where you guys can see it. There we go. New project. Let's do this on block sales. Stealth scripts. We gotta figure out where this layer change needs to happen. Filament change needs to happen, rather. All right, looks like it's layer 21. We're going to go ahead and upload that, and we'll get some filament loaded and get this thing printing. All right. We need to start with blue. I see my camera decided not to follow me again. Yay. Do you got me now? You got me? Okay, good. All right. I wonder if I could take there you are. Wonder if I could take in slicer. So the original versions of this have the correct thing for my screen mount. Wondering if I could take and cut this one and merge the other one into it and reprint this so that it works for my screen. Just do that in Slicer. If I was any good at CAD, I know I could. I know it could be done in CAD, but the problem is I am not good at CAD. If any of you guys are great at Fusion and you want to do that, that'd be awesome. While that heats up, so I can't remember what I printed in it last, so I want to go ahead and purge that nozzle out. We'll continue to work around the printer. Don't knock it. I'm trying really, really hard to learn Fusion 360. It is my goal this summer to learn enough of it to be able to do simple, stupid things like this. Because one, it's extremely frustrating when it's like, all I need is like, you know, these two parts merged, or I just need this to be slightly different. Now there's a lot of great tools in slicers. I can get a lot done just by messing with stuff in the slicer. So there's that. But it's also extremely frustrating to have to ask somebody else to do something simple and stupid like that for you, because, you know, just feel like an idiot. I've done some stuff with Tinkercad, make simple, stupid things. I needed a mount the other day to just put a gallium nitride charger like mounted to the wall. So I used Tinkercad to do that. I tried doing it in Fusion, got extremely frustrated when I couldn't figure out how to change what level it was doing the stuff at. Later realized I could have just changed the orientation, but still I should have been able to do that. I don't know if the step files are there or not. I think this could be done pretty simple in Slicer. Maybe we'll take a minute to explore that here in a second. All right. Better get over there and purge that out. Also better make sure I have another thing of planetary blue, otherwise that screen's not getting printed in planetary blue. If I do manage to do it anyway. Where did I put the Allen driver? Oh, it's over there. All right. All right. I don't know about you, but I feel like we've made progress. All right. Let's see what we can do in Slicer over here. Oh, crap. Keep forgetting. All right, there we go. All right. So let's grab our files. Pi TFT50. And the screen route for this. All right. Here are our files. This one and this one. So we need to cut this here. I don't know that that's going to work either. How would we do this? All right, let's try this way. Uppercut, we are going to get rid of. Nope. What'd you do? Yeah, kind of. I need the holes in the right spot and everything too. All right. There's that. All right, that lines up there. Oh, how do I make this slice a piece of the back off as a new part, then just scale it really wide? Maybe. How do I make this so that stuff can float? There's some way to do that, and I cannot remember how. Did not want to do that. All right. Shift. Come on. Shift. Select. Assemble. And now if I go here, can I cut it? No. Preferences model. Where's preferences? Edit. Edit. File. Where in the world is preferences at? Yeah. Edit process settings. Switch to per object setting mode. Settings. Sure. Okay. It's not under general settings. File, new project, edit. View. Calibration. This is extremely frustrating. I just need it to either now. Assemble. Split the parts. Okay. Why won't you let me? It won't let me cut it after I've assembled it. By the way, preferences is Control P. Options P. I'm on Mac, so I'm not sure what that translates into. Split into objects. Cut. Why? I don't want you to drop to the bed. Auto. Drop. Bed. I can try doing that. Bingo. We just need to move this part over just a tad. There's that. I think that worked. All right. There we go. Set it on its butt. Add some supports. Slice. Pop away. Don't knock it. Gentlemen, thank you. Y'all are the GOAT. Now I need to go over here, and we are going to export as one STL and Call this pi TFT 50 dash CCD. Excellent work, gentlemen. Excellent work. Absolutely, absolutely did not. I will post that up as a remix on there for anybody that else that happens to need it once we've tested it and confirmed that it works. But now we continue on our quest. Moving all this. I cannot tell you just how much filament printing these skirts took. Oh, stream's still on my desktop. Thank you. I got too excited. I got too excited. I used like a roll of each of the planetary blue and the galaxy dark gray to print these skirts. Absolutely insane. Do I have another roll of planetary blue? I don't think that's going to be enough. I do. I do. Excellent. It is a great blue filament. Man, I absolutely love it. Oh, you know what? It was a roll of each between these skirts and the skirts for the box turtle. That's what it was. Which is still, I mean, the box turtle skirts have honestly been pretty optimized to not use that much filament. But these things, having to print these things so freaking deep for the front, for the clicky clacky door, oh good lord. Skirts, I think the fact that skirts use so much filament is the reason why they're not included in your basic print it forward kit. Just because it's like more than half of the filament that you need to do a printer. The skirts actually don't hold the printer. It's just the four corners where the feet attach. especially start putting mesh in the skirts and everything else, it really starts taking up a lot of material. I got to go in and modify these panel mounts for them to work. No, hold on. I'll show you one of the skirts here. Raj, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it. Helps out a lot. The next milestone is 1,000 subs and 1,000 subs and 3,000 watch hours is what I need. We're inching our way there slowly. Unfortunately, watch hours in live streams don't count, which is kind of crap if you ask me. I had this discussion with Jeremy the other day. Subbed on both your accounts? Sweet. XY Tech, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you enjoy it and hope you get something out of it. I've been really enjoying doing it. It's been a lot of fun doing these live streams. Hanging out, chatting with people. Cybertech, okay. I do apologize. Yeah, Papa Way, I totally agree with you. Their logic is that a person could make a live stream, have a couple of their friends tune in and watch it, and just live stream for like however long. Although live streams are supposedly limited to 12 hours or something like that. But in any case, to rack up the watch hours. And I think that's pretty easy to tell. Like, if a stream's got one viewer, okay. But if a stream's got, you know, a handful of people watching it, it's probably actually streaming, especially if, you know, there's chat interaction, stuff like that. I think it's pretty easy to tell whether or not you're kind of not being honest. All right, we We need a heat set. There is going to be 2 extra little holes in the top of that mount, but it'll be covered when the door's closed. And I didn't feel like making a shape to put in there and cover them up. We need to stop watching live streams and wait for the bond to come out. No. That it would be extremely boring not having folks to chat with. That is 95% of the reason I do it, is because it's a lot more fun to hang out and chat with people while you're working on projects than it is to watch both. Yeah. like 24 to 48 hours from now, just put it on in the background. Because it does, like, here's the other thing. Watch time for, like, it could be anywhere between a couple minutes after the stream ends to like 24 hours after the stream ends, where all that watch time that may accumulate there doesn't count either. It makes me understand why somebody would stream to Twitch. Like, if you're hoping to make any money out of it, like, I can't have memberships until you have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours within 1 year. You can't stop watching reruns of Jersey Shore. I don't care if you watch me as an alternative to Jersey Shore or what you're watching. Just don't watch reruns of Jersey Shore. As somebody from Jersey originally, and who lived in New Jersey through the whole Jersey Shore thing, everybody from Jersey hated that show. Nobody liked that show. But yeah, so the requirements for YouTube to be able to have channel members, super chats, is 3,000 watch hours in a year and 500 members. To have to make money from AdSense is 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours in a year. I think it's crap. Thank you for the sub. Let me walk over here and read this. Wind farms. Appreciate you. But yeah, so previously, before I really looked into the fact that, like, hey, why people are watching my stream, why are none of these hours counting? And trying to figure out why. Before I looked into that, I didn't understand why anybody would stream to Twitch. Like, yeah, you had some requirements to get to the channel memberships and stuff, but Twitch is just so, I don't know, to me it's irritating. But after I figured that out, I'm like, oh, okay, now that makes a little bit more sense why somebody might do that. So, do any of you guys know whether Steve's going to be back and streaming this weekend, or is he off this weekend too? I often miss most of. John, enjoy your dinner. Hope you're having something tasty. I think I'm going to make meatball subs tonight myself. But yeah, I normally miss most of Steve's stream on Sundays. Kind of like do something with the family, especially if I spent all day Saturday out here messing around. Manwich, I love Manwich. We not this week. Last week we had it. We probably have it once or twice a month. I love Manwich. I like the bold one. What are you doing? Filming and going. Something's wrong with the printer. I see exactly what's wrong with the printer. I never latched the latch. It's gonna make it real hard for the extruder to work if it's not latched. All right. All right. Sounds like a typical day at your work. I tell you what, I've not normally a forgetful person, but seems like I turned 40 last week, and now I just keep forgetting everything. I got old in 1 week. Well, happy early birthday, man. 48. That's awesome. Tell you what, there's a big difference between so 20 to 30 wasn't bad. It was hello, camera. Are you going to this camera? So 20 to 30 wasn't bad, but 30 to 40, that's a different story. The old lady turned 44 this year. Oh, wow. Uh, don't knock it. I don't know that it's necessarily the miles either. I think it might just be the choices we make in life that just end up coming back to haunt us. So I guess, yeah, that's miles. 3 girls. I've got 2 girls and a boy. Boy turns 18 this year. 13-year-old girl and a 5-year-old girl. I don't know if they're keeping me young or making me old. Quite possible that it's both. That's awesome, though, that you're fostering a kid. Tom, pleasure. My name's Alex. I don't know. The internet, everybody's. You can go years talking to people and realize that you don't actually know their name. Steven, 52, huh? Oh. If you're anything like me, you went downstairs to use the bathroom. Get older, you make more and more trips to the restroom. Let's see if I can pull this out far enough to disconnect these. Switches. Let's get a pair of pliers. You too. For some reason, the Micron has been struggling with its QGLs, but I'm not sure why. Broke a solder joint on that, but oh well. It's out. All right. This will be our final foot. So we'll have all 4 feet attached. Get this panel clip off. Pop away. Seems like a contrary setup on that system, making it more complex for upgrades or repair to the electronics. No, normally getting to the electronics is easier. Now, because it's got the top you access it by just taking the panel out of the bottom of this. Now I have the auxiliary fans in there, which are in the way of that, so I have to pull the auxiliary fans in order to get that panel out of the bottom to get to the electronics. But what I don't have to do is flip this thing over. And for me, that's a big consideration. Having some pretty serious back issues, and being that I'm not supposed to lift anything, and I also... Oh, it is upside down. It's upside down right now because it has to be to do this. But for normal stuff, if you needed to get into electronics, it's a lot easier for me. I can just undo the clips on the panel, side panels, pull the side panels off, undo 2 screws and 2 Molex connectors, out come the fans, and then out pops the bottom panel, and I've got access to all the electronics. It's just because I've decided to do a whole bunch of other upgrades after the fact that now it's an issue. I mean, most of this stuff didn't exist when I built it either. I built it planning to never have to mess with it again. Did everything I could possibly want on this printer when I built it. But things changed afterwards. All right. It's the wrong skirt. This is the right skirt. That fits. Yeah, so the normally you don't have to flip the printer over at all. Just the panel that's on the bottom when you're looking at it underneath of your bed just comes out, and then all your electronics are right there. It's called in the inverted electronics. Yeah, so side pack would be cool. I would not have any qualms with a side pack, other than the fact that I'm never going to be able to get extrusions to be able to do that match in any way, shape, or form. Unless somebody has one of the original orange LDO Tridents they want to donate. Even then, I don't know that I'd have the heart to cut it up. Steve is away. We could do a raid. Oh. He had parceled out that one kit to do that Tridex. I was hoping that maybe he still had some. I know he sent some to Eddie the engineer, I think, to do his. But he said he did not. I did ask him, like, I don't know, a year ago or so. I think that he is working on some revisions to the Trident. I know that some work is being done to the 2.4 as well. Pretty sure that's going to get the Micron R1 gantry. I don't know what changes are being made to the Trident. I mean, I think everybody on the Voron team is a tinkerer and is always going to be messing with stuff, just like we are. I think the biggest thing for them anyway is like what constitutes, you know, changes adequate or whatever for another revision or release, you know. It's like, it's got to be something other than just like incorporating mods into the base thing. It's got to be some other original works and stuff like that. Once again, I forgot the heat set in this. Do the 350 versions not fit well? What doesn't fit on the 350 version? I might just leave the wiring in there for the from the G-code buttons in case I figure out some way I want to do that in the future. You could convert it to a Trident. I don't know that I would. You missed it. I just sold that black Trident frame I had. We need to take this off. We need to modify these panel clips and print those. There's a decent chance that I will do another morning stream again tomorrow. Got my niece's birthday party in the afternoon. And the youngest is spending the night over there, hanging out with her cousin. And the old lady and my older daughter will end up sleeping in, I'm sure. So by morning, I'll have the rest of the parts for the skirts for this, and we'll know whether or not that piece we made for the screen will work. I was going to say I'll start printing the screen on the Trident, but I'm clearly not going to start printing the screen on the Trident. I guess I could positron it and print it upside down. I wonder if the original has panel mounting. Bottom panel clip. Bottom panel. Excellent. It does. Let me just download everything. Download all model files. Steven, did you tell me you had a positron? I can't remember if you ever told me that or not. I lose track. I thought you had a micron, so clearly I'm losing it. All right. I clicked the wrong one. Let me get you the right one. Yeah. Have you done anything with the Milo? All right. I am not going to do that. I'm going to open a new instance of Orchid Slicer. Drag it over here to the center. New project. I guess I could technically print these panel clips in any color I wanted, right? We'll print them on the switch wire. That way we've got them working. Panel mounting. I don't need those. What I do need is these. I need another one, and I need to cut that. And we are going to clone that. Clone that. Hey, Smalls.
Two things.
Yeah.
My vanity chair's broken. Can you come look at it?
Yeah.
Second, I need a shelf.
A shelf. Oh, there's nothing I can do about a shelf today. I'll take a look at your vanity chair. You want to bring it out here? Because I'm going to have a way better time fixing it with tools. All right, there's our clips. Let's get the right print profiles here. Slice the plate. Got to get Fusion set up properly. Build calibration and all is done. Yeah, I'd love to get a Milo, but I think I should probably learn how to use Fusion 360 before I do that. Oh, Lord. Oh.
I can't even sit in it.
Yeah, that's not a hard fix. I'm going to have you fix it, actually.
Do I just need to tighten these?
Yep. There you go.
Towards you? Or...
Lefty loosey, righty tighty. This way.
Okay.
And then once you get it screwed in most of the way, what you do is you take and flip it to the other side so you can get some leverage on it. Go ahead and... There you go, see? Now go ahead and go around and do all 8 of those bolts. You did it.
Are you sure?
You were just like, you know what? Yeah, I am.
Have a mic?
Sure. I need you to send the dogs inside. They're being really yappy. Corgan, house. Pig out here too? It's not turned on. Hold on a second. There. Now it's on. You say hi.
Hi. But when we get some more money, I need like 1 to 2 new things, and they're kind of expensive.
Oh, Lord. We'll talk about that later, though.
One's not like a necessary need.
I figured that, Smalls. Most of the things you need aren't necessary.
Okay, well, listen.
Is this something you need because you lost the original thing you had?
No. It's one that I need because I've outgrown it. So, okay. Depending on which one we get, I won't need the second item.
All right. Like I said, we'll talk about it later. Oops.
Oh, Papa is in here again.
2, 3, 4.
There we go. Mommy made muffins.
Okay.
I fixed my stove.
Did they just get done by chance?
Yes.
Tell her to turn the oven back on to 350 so we can make the meatballs. You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fixed it. Look at it.
Excellent.
Going on.
Where'd you put the
Right there.
okay. Thank you all. I thought, oh, I could CNC plates and upgrades. Then I build it, and I'm saying, oh, shit. Yeah. When I got really excited about the Milo, and really wanted one until I really got to thinking about it, and was like, I don't know Fusion. It's not like 3D printing where there's files, you just grab them and send them and go. So it's like, this would end up being $1,000 paperweight right now. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of programs for CNC work that kind of hold your hand. And I need my hand held. All right. Let's load that up. I will say, there's some interesting changes coming for the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. Been printing the 2.5 beta parts, and some interesting changes. There's no upgrade path for your Milo to the new one? Was it completely different frame or something? I saw that they released a new Milo thing, but what all was involved in it, I didn't really see. It was that like Smurf or something, right? All right. Now, undo this screw. Undo this screw. Y and X axis are completely replaced. Oh. So let me ask you this though. Are the changes that were made to it something really vital to your use case? Or is it just like, I really kind of wish I could have the latest and greatest kind of thing? So, I mean, if it's just something where it's like, oh, I kind of wish I could have the newest version versus I'm really missing out on features that I would use. Well, has the rigidity and build volume stopped you from using it currently? Like, has there been... Well, no, because you said you still haven't got it going, so... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but honestly, that's the way it is with most things. I mean, Voron's kind of unusual in the fact that so far there's been upgrade paths for everything. That's definitely not normal. You know, so a year and a half ago, I got an iPad Pro, the M2. The upgrade path for me to get the iPad Pro M4 was go buy a new iPad. So, I mean, it's not unusual. And your Milo's still just as good as it was when you bought it. It's still going to do everything that you bought it to be able to do and expected it to be able to do then. I mean, it's no less of a machine because there's a new revision. What is your deal? I swear to God, when I rebuild this, we're taking tap out and we're putting a clicky probe in this thing. Wonder if it's a belt tension issue. I haven't retensioned the belt since I built it. Yeah. So is your rat rig still at daycare over there with Jeremy? Belt tension and lube rails, yeah. Well, it shouldn't need lubed. I can tell you how many hours is on that thing. There's not many. Where are you? There you are. Machine history. Total time, 30 hours. That's what I have on the Micron so far. So it doesn't have a ton of hours on it. And this is a new issue this weekend. Yeah, I get my little belt tension meter out and we'll give them a check. Maybe I'll do that real quick now. E-stop, firmware restart. Yeah, we'll give them a check real quick. Yeah, this front left one, front right one's in need of some tightening. Maybe we just go ahead and tighten them all a little bit. All right, there's that. All right. Let's see what she does now. You want to put an end stop on your doors. When the door opens, it'll pause and go to the rear. No real reason other than reaching in an active print by anybody else. Could be a bad day. Yeah. Especially on some of the high-speed printers. That's a really good idea. Probably less of a danger on your Ender 3 printing at 50 millimeters a second. But you get a heavy tool head whipping around pretty good. Like if somebody reached into the Trident when that was running, that'd be a bad day. All right. Extrude 25. Oh, I know, I know, I know. Temperature 260. So that's the only bad thing about the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder is that you got to make sure you purge out your filaments at the beginning of the print. All right. Let's go back over here. Upload and print. We'll get that going. So at this point, I'm kind of in a holding pattern until I get these parts printed. And I'm starting to get pretty hungry. So I think we're going to call it here, folks. The 16 of you still here, I thank you for hanging out with us this entire time. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, I'd appreciate it very much. If you haven't subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button. Like I said, I'm probably going to be back out here in the morning doing this all over again. So if you're up in the morning and you're bored, you can check to see if I'm out here working on stuff. If not, I totally understand. We all have lives. Other than that, have a great day, guys. Appreciate it. Later.